All right, guys, welcome back. So on this episode, we're going to be covering a fan-requested video. It is going to be a Bunker Buster series. It is going to be the X-Garen versus the Rust Hound. And I also threw in the Vindicator to see how those hold up. But anyway, this was requested by a fan, and he was debating on upgrading from the X-Garen to the Rust Hound. So we're going to see if it's actually worth it. So we went to the Southeast Zone to see, you know, these enemies have armor, so penetration's a thing. And yeah, so we're gonna do a loot run using the X-Garen. We're gonna do a loot run using the Rust Hound and see how we feel here. So this is the X-Garen first up. And actually, let me do my setup real quick. Let me kill this guy. Let's put on my $100 million setup for implants. That way we have a good base. Alright. So we have a 13% damage boost, but I also have a 12% rifle damage boost, so 30% total, which I think is achievable for most players. And again, we're just going to do a quick loot run. I don't even care if we loot everything. It's just to kind of get the feel of it and see how comfortable it is to use these weapons. And again, this is the X-Garen. So I'm able to two-shot down here with the X-Garen. Pretty easy. And if you guys haven't watched my last video, we have a Q&A with Clayton, one of the main Dead Frontier developers. And if you guys haven't posted questions or anything like that, please do so. You know, this is a chance for us to, you know, ask the questions we've been wanting about, you know, previous content, new content, current content, regarding, you know, items or thoughts that you have or any information that you want to know about. So please don't forget to post a question. And then I will make sure it gets asked. You know, I got a list of them that I'm going to ask, so we're not going to do every question, but we'll do a lot of them. And you know, we want to be polite. We don't want to be rude, anything like that, because again, this is an opportunity we've been given, and we want more of these, right? So we want to make sure we handle it the right way. And then as far as the clans go, we have started the clan. I have started inviting people. If you want to join the clan, leave your Dead Frontier username below, and I will send you an invite. And I also have a lot more to go over with that, but that'll be for another video. So using the X-Garen down here actually is pretty good. I'm not really struggling. Seems pretty smooth. You know, I'm not one-shotting everything, but not really struggling either. And yeah, about 2 shots for everything. And if you guys haven't, join my Discord. Link is in the description below. It's 100% free, doesn't cost you a dime. A lot of stuff going on there, guys. You know, everybody's friendly, everybody helps each other, so please check that out. And I have started a couple polls. Please check those out. It's in the Discord. And just basic questions. But again, I have a lot of things I'm working on, so these answers, they may seem stupid, but it's going to help me more than you can understand. So please don't forget to check those polls out and answer them. They're very quick one-question things. The last one was, you know, do you struggle finding ammo, meds, food? You know, do you feel like as a new player that that's a challenge or something that you struggle with? And again, you know, it might be a stupid question, but it is something that, you know, I need to know for some upcoming things I'm working on. So anyway, please do not forget to check that out. So I would say so far, guys, the X-Garen, I am very comfortable down here. I could do this. I could come down here and loot with the X-Garen without any hesitation. It's sitting for about 580 with crit, 585. And again, that's with like a 30% damage boost if you include my rifle skill. Okay, we're almost full. I'm going to go ahead and barricade and put this stuff in my storage, and then we'll join right back in here and continue on. Storage. Let's just throw it all up there. I do want this. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. Let's leave that. I want the barricade kit. All right. And I do want some ammo. I do need ammo. Trying to see what I can get rid of here. I don't need that. Okay, let's get back to this. And again, we're not doing my normal looting setup or anything like that. We're just doing this to get an actual feel for the weapon. And we are in the southeast zone, so again, this is one of the harder areas of the game. So the X-Garand is old, but it really holds up well. Alright, so we're going to reset. We're going to now use the Rust Hound. We'll go to the second floor just to get something fresh. Alright, here we go, guys. Scavenger implant, nice. So 651. So it slaps when it gets a crit. Rage implant, nice. More nails. Oops, didn't mean to switch weapons. So, I mean, so far, besides the one hits like that right there, I would say it is outperforming the X-Garand, which we all knew it would. But I don't think it's anything drastic. And again, we're just doing a mini loot run, guys. We're not doing nothing crazy. But those one-shots are extremely handy. Again, not struggling at all. Very comfortable. Flows very nice. Feels good. I mean, it definitely feels better than the X-Garand. But that doesn't mean it's the best item for between these two. So we're going to cover that when we get done with this. Be badass if we could pull some crazy drop out of this. And I'll be able to use all this scrap for our clan guys. And if any of you guys have had experience being a clan leader or just a very veteran player, I have a lot going on. I have my life, I have my work, family, videos, a lot of stuff going on with Dead Frontier. You know, so it's hard for me to manage all this stuff. I could definitely use help with the clan. If that's something you're interested in, just to help me, you know, deal with the clan, I would greatly appreciate that. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. You know, message me in Dead Frontier or something like that, and I'll check it out. But again, I need somebody that, you know, has an idea of what's going on. You know, not to be mean or anything, but someone that's new to Dead Frontier, it's going to be overwhelming. Because clans take a lot of time, and there's a lot of upkeep. And, you know, I can help. It's not a big deal. I can even, you know, the financing and paying for, you know, more members, things like that, I'm not worried about. But it's the time. You know, if I'm not available and the clan needs something. Alright, so level 2 we just completed. And we're not full yet, so what we'll do is we will switch to the Vindicator now. So now let's see what the Vindicator, how this feels. Nodashi. Now it does have an alt fire, so we're going to try both here. Oops, didn't mean to take that. $625. And it has piercing. So the Vindicator you can definitely feel an upgrade with. Let's try this alt. So with the alt, I believe the piercing goes away, but the damage is increased. As you can see, I'm slapping for 1,000, which is honestly what I would use over the piercing. I mean, look at that. But if you can one shot, you know, with the piercing, you know, definitely be worth that. But it just depends on your play style. But I would go with the alt fire. But I'm not gonna lie, I do like the Vindicator. I think it's overlooked. I think that the Vindicator is an overlooked item. And we'll go over price and all that stuff here when the video ends. But these are 3 main rifles that a lot of people don't even pay attention to. And, you know, obviously you can see the differences with them. But yes, I like the alt fire. I mean, look at that. You're one-shotting the enemies down here in the southeast zone. Even the big long arm dudes. Multiple arm enemies. And it has a 15 round magazine. Yeah, very good gun. We loot down here? Yeah, we did. Alright, so now before we quit, I have one more thing I want to do. Let's compare the Vindicator to the good old-fashioned Magstorm. We'll go to the first floor. There should be some mobs there. Now, obviously, it's hitting a lot harder, right? It's doing 1,300. And I can do alt fire to make it do even more damage. It's very similar to the Vindicator. You know, do I want piercing damage or do I want, you know, stronger damage? So it's very similar in the terms of that. But the other benefit of the Magstorm right there is the shooting through walls. I mean, that's just... You know, obviously, if I'm going to pick one, I'm going to pick the Magstorm every single time. But the Magstorm is also a extremely expensive weapon. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind because realistically, that's what matters. Oh, a red envelope. Nice, guys. Let's get rid of these. But yes, that's what matters is the price and what's it do. Magstorm's just a beast. And look at this. I mean, I'm killing stuff in this other room. So anyway, it is very hard to compete with the Magstorm. But for the price of the Magstorm, it makes it a lot easier to compete against. So let's go up here. Let's barricade. And let's really look into these. So we've got to test them all out. We tested out the X-Garen, the Rust Hound, the Vindicator, and the Magstorm. Alright, let's go to items, weapons, rifles. The X-Garen. We have... the Magstorm. The Vindicator. And the Rust Hound. Alright. So, let's close some of these. Alright. So the X-Garen, let's see here, 450 a hit. Magstorm is 674, or I'm sorry, 1,000. Vindicator is 800, so it's right there. And again, we've seen that. 100% PvE armor penetration. And the Rust Hound is kind of in between. It's at 500. So the X-Garen is at 450, and then it goes to the Rust Hound, and then it goes to the Vindicator, and then it goes to the Magstorm. Okay, so that's the order as far as damage goes. Now, benefits, X-Garen, 75% armor penetration, which you got to pay attention to this, okay? That is important. So 75% with the X-Garen. The Rust Hound is 75, so they're on even footing there. So, yeah, the Rust Hound is better than the X-Garen, but not by a whole lot. Then you're going to move up to the Vindicator with 100% armor penetration, 75% chance to stun, pierces 3 targets. Alt fire is single target, which we talked about. So, very good gun. Very, very good gun. And then you have, the last but not least, the Magstorm with 1,000 damage, 100% PvE, penetrates walls and bulletproof objects. Damage is split evenly up to 5 targets and alt fire, so it's a buffed up Vindicator. So, with that being said, let's look at this now. Let's say you want to look at the X-Garen. X-Garen, 2.5 million. Okay. Rust Hound, 26 million. So you're paying 10 times more for very little more damage and no more armor penetration. So Rust Hound, not worth it. Okay. Vindicator, 130 million. In my opinion, I think the Vindicator is an in-game rifle that is worth 130 million. Okay. I believe that the Vindicator is worth that. Now let's look at Magstorm. 430 million. All right, now is it worth it? I would say if you have everything you need, all your implants, your storage space, you know, in-game, you've got everything, you got your armors, yes, it is worth it. If I need armor, if I need anything else, then no. This is like that golden gun that you save up for, and you just keep trying to save up, and eventually you'll get it. It's not a realistic progression, okay? So get everything else you need, and then if you like the Magstorm, get the Magstorm. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I would not upgrade from the X-Garen to the Vindicator. I'm sorry, to the Rust Hound. I would upgrade from the X-Garen to the Vindicator, which is a lot more. I get that. But you're not getting the bang for the buck with the Rust Hound. There are other rifles. You know, maybe look at, you know, I don't know. We'd have to go through these, but I don't think the Rust Hound is worth it, guys. I would not. But that's just my 2 cents. Again, you guys seen the video. Make your own call. And, you know, based on your damage boosts and all that other things, you can go through a lot different scenarios. But don't forget, there is like a Torch Bolt, Impaler, Flesh Seeker. So there's other options. But anyway, hopefully this video helps. Hopefully it answers your questions. And until next time, guys, stay safe out there. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, share the video, join our Discord. And until next time, stay safe out there. Peace.